I don't know, 6.5, 6. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of things Kyle Shanahan has to critique. Brock Purdy isn't one of them because he had a perfect passer rating.
Yep.
The first 49ers quarterback to do it since 1989 when Steve Young did it versus New England in a 20-37 win where he was 11 of 12 for 188 and 3 touchdowns. Joe Montana did it that season, but it hasn't been done by a San Francisco quarterback since. And in these past 2 games, Skip, he's had a passer rating over 157. Like, I don't know about you, Skip, but it's the first time in the history of the game that that's been done by any quarterback. So, again, people like to underrate this kid and say, oh, it's system, it's this. This system, there's been a lot of systems in place for a long time, and this game has been around for a very long time, and no quarterback in the history of this game has done that. So I think he deserves a ton of credit. I think there's some things they can still clean up on defense. The pass rush was getting there late in the game, but there were times where it got kind of stagnant. So it's good motivation. It's a good motivating game. It's a good game that shows their offense, what their offense is capable of. They lost a great player in Talanoa Hufanga to a knee injury, potentially season-ending.
Yes.
And that's going to be tough to overcome. But overall, I think it's a good win. But they always feel like they can play better.
Yeah, of course, right? I mean, it is a good win. And if it's a scale of a 1 to 10, you got to give them a 10. And the reason you give them a 10 is because the quarterback played perfect. I mean, he played perfect, exactly the way Kyle Shanahan drew it up, dialed it up, and he delivered. You bring back Deebo Samuel again, get him an opportunity to make plays, see him out on the football field just being Deebo. Ayuk contributed. The defense, for the most part, they were okay, but they never were. This game was never in question. Unlike the Dallas Cowboy game in Carolina in the fourth quarter, they were only up by a touchdown, where this is a little bit different. They were in control from the beginning of the game to the end. It never was one of them situations where it was like you felt like the 49ers are going to lose to Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It just never felt that way at all to me. And then when you think about Chase Young, since he's put on that 49er uniform, Skip, all he's doing is getting to the quarterback. He had another sack yesterday, okay? He just seems to find his rhythm with a different team. So I'm happy with the win. I think now you start to look at them much like you look at the Dallas Cowboys and where their schedule is headed. Okay, they get a chance to now play divisional opponents in Seattle. So now you got to see, okay, are the 49ers going to be legit in these situations? Yep. Are they going to continue bouncing back from Jacksonville after a 3-game losing streak to now all of a sudden put 2 back-to-back wins together? So I'm with you, Richard. You know, it's a win. You're happy about it. Think you're going to be able to correct some things on film and become even better.
Okay, I'm going to echo Richard on 2 points. The still young quarterback played extraordinary football. Again, passer rating is very different than QBR because QBR takes in so many other facets of the quarterback play except just throwing the football. He had an 80 QBR, which was 3 points fewer than Dak had at Carolina, and Trevor Lawrence ran away. I think he had a 93 yesterday in their big bounce-back win. But still, 80 is very good. The passer rating is extraordinary. The 2-game passer rating is off the charts. I thought he was outstanding, and yet undercut by that loss, as Richard points out, of Hufanga. And I just hate to see anybody go down. And they said he looked like he tore his ACL, so he could be gone for the year. All right, this is what I saw, and this is why, given the second half that Baker Mayfield had, I'll give him a 6 on the impressive scale, but no higher than a 6, because Baker threw for 166 in the second half. And to Richard's point, again, the pass rush got home late, but it didn't get home consistently through the second half because Baker had 4 big 3rd down conversions and 1 big 4th down conversion. And Keyshawn said, never felt like San Francisco was in any trouble at all. But with 3:46 left in the game, still a lot of time, 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. If we could see what happened, there was a throw that Baker made to Cade Otton, who was a favorite target of Tom Brady last year, and hit him right in the hands. And I don't know, he sort of double caught it, and then the ball got knocked out. Obviously, you got to make that catch. And if you do, and they kick the point, it's 27-21. And all the momentum would have belonged to the visiting team. So you can't say that the 49ers wouldn't have been threatened at that point with 3:46 left, because the home offense, San Francisco offense, was starting to sputter a little bit in the fourth quarter. They weren't able to run the ball. Christian McCaffrey, again, did not have a strong run game. What did he wind up with? 21 tries for 78 yards. He got stoned on a crucial fourth down play. So I wasn't that impressed with the second half. And Keyshawn, it would have been 27-21. It would have been interesting.
27-21 with 3 minutes to go in the game, and I get the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling like I can't go down and put more points on the board, even though, yes, maybe we sputtered along at times in the third and fourth quarter where the offense wasn't rolling like it was in the first half. But a lot of times, because we're in this certain situation, we pull our foot off the gas pedal and we start doing things a little bit different, okay? And when all of a sudden the gap closes some, we know how to hit the switch and get back to calling the right stuff. At least I think Kyle Shanahan would know how to get back to calling the right stuff that would make a big difference like it was in the beginning of the game. So I never felt like that Tampa Bay was getting ready to take the game from them at all, because they hadn't made any mistakes. There was no turnovers where you were like, oh, Brock Purdy threw another interception. I don't want him to have the ball in his hand in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Never felt that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I also don't. I'm not like Skip. We beat a team that they're supposed to beat. This was supposed to be a win for the San Francisco 49ers. They won the game. It's impressive because they did what they're supposed to do. And I think that's how the team treats it. This is a team that has been to the NFC Championship 3 out of the past 4 years and has been to a Super Bowl. So I don't think they're going to overhype this game or over-celebrate. It's a game they're supposed to win. They're going to look at it, make adjustments, correct the things that need to be corrected. Like you said, he had 166 passing yards in the second half. That can't happen. They have to make an adjustment. Jair Brown played solid. That was a good play by him in the end zone against Cade Otton.
Yep.
He's going to come into his own. He's going to take on a bigger role because he has to. And they're going to get things corrected, and they're going to move on and get ready to play Seattle on Thanksgiving.
Okay. Now, let me go, as Keyshawn loves me saying, big picture here. I'm just hoping that my Dallas Cowboys get another shot at San Francisco. Obviously, it's going to have to be in the postseason, and I don't care whether it's at their place or our place, because I straight to San Francisco. And as I watched the 49ers yesterday, my eye test said, we can get them now.
Who did y'all lose to first, the Niners or the Eagles? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Was it the Niners?
Yeah.
And then y'all lost to the
Niners.
Eagles? Okay. No, I just, because you said y'all found yourself. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Since the 42, whatever it was, 10 loss, then you wind up losing to the Eagles too. So how did you find yourself?
But I kept telling you, we did everything but
how
win
did you
the game. Well, we found ourselves. Well, I think that was as moral a victory as you've ever seen.
Teams under 500.
So you're taking moral victories now. Okay.
28-25.
I never thought I'd see a day that the Dallas Cowboys, Michael Irvin's 3-time Super Bowl champion, triplets would just be like, oh, it's a moral victory. We're okay.
Okay,
Well, that's the day and age you're in, Key.
Yeah, Dak stepped on the sideline when he could have waltzed in for a 2-point try. Our rookie tight end, who did catch a touchdown pass yesterday, our second-round pick, Schoonmaker, comes down with his knee an inch from the goal line on a play that could have been a touchdown. Maybe should have been a touchdown.
I heard a lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
If.
Shouldas.
Okay.
That's a lot of excuses, it sounds like to me, though, Skip.
That's a lot of not reality.
My team has found
Coulda,
itself.
woulda, shoulda.
My team hung in with San Francisco in the playoff game despite 2 first-half interceptions thrown by Dak Prescott
Don't talk
last year.
about. I don't want to play him again.
Yeah.
And the only reason you have a chance to play him again is because you'll be a wild card team facing an NFC South team that probably isn't the greatest, because the NFC South has been down for years. So maybe you play the Saints, or maybe you play Tampa. You're going to play a down team. That's the only reason you make it out of the wild card. If you don't play a down team and you play somebody like the San Francisco 49ers, then your team won't be divisional and done. They'll be going home at the wild card. Or you somehow stumble and you fall into the 7th seed and you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round. Then you're going home early. But right now, let's not get out of hand, Skip. You guys do not want to see the San Francisco 49ers. Nobody in Dallas, Austin, Houston or any other team, any other city in Texas wants to see this San Francisco 49ers team come to town during the playoffs in January.
I personally can't wait. Go ahead, Keyshawn.
No, I was going to ask you, Skip, why do you feel the need to want your Dallas Cowboys to play the 49ers rather than just get into the playoffs and go somewhere that you haven't been in a long time?
I have another question. How can you be a wild card team when you win your division? I thought if you won your division...
You're not winning your division. That's why you've been a wild card team the past couple of years.
Do I think that you guys are going to win the division? No. Is it possible? Yes. But I don't think that Philadelphia is going to fall back enough and y'all going to win enough. You got to remember, man, y'all got in Detroit that came back after a few turnovers by Jared Goff yesterday to win that football game. They didn't fold against Chicago. No. They showed guts, much like the Dallas Cowboys certainly haven't shown us this year.
Where is that game, that Detroit game?
That Detroit game is at the end of the year in Dallas.
Thank you.
What does that mean?
Okay, we've won 12 in a row at home. We're now playing 3 in a row at home, Washington, Seattle, Philadelphia. We'll win those 3. While, wait a second, Philly's going to be in the process of 5 straight very losable games, starting with tonight's game.
And so Seattle's not losable for y'all?
I
asked it, yes or no?
Well, it's losable.
Is Philly losable to y'all?
Okay.
Can you lose to Philly?
We are going to win.
That's not what I asked you. I said yes or no, Skip.
Well, I mean, anybody
don't dance
can
around
lose anything. Don't you dance around.
In Buffalo.
We are going
in Buffalo with Buffalo having a heartbeat again and back playing, going to Buffalo, can you lose that game?
Can you? You can lose any game.
Okay, let me redirect this question again.
I already said.
You said the Philadelphia Eagles could lose 5 games in this stretch that they haven't. I'm asking you a similar question.
Yes.
Can you?
Okay, I already said we are going to win 3 straight home games. And I've already said I'll give you one of the road losses. Yeah, with the way those teams are playing, we could win both those games.
You haven't beat a team over 500 the whole year. Don't expect to beat them now. That's insane. That's asinine.
Yes.
You haven't beat a team over 500 the whole year, so now you want to make stuff up.
You won't even answer the question straight up. You dancing around it.
I'm going
just
on
a yes or a no.
You're asking.
It's a simple,
silly question.
No, it's a yes or a no.
How is it? Those games? No. Yeah, you can lose any game. We lost Arizona.
Before you take us a commercial break to get paid, can you see
the Dallas Cowboys? How about a will? Let's do wills.
Will you? I'll do that for you. Okay. Will you beat Philly at home?
Yes. I'm on the record.
You will.
We're going to win the division.
You will beat Seattle at home.
Yes, we will.
And you're going
to beat dinner with Richard.
And you're going to beat Buffalo.
We'll lose one of those games. I'll give you one of those 2.
Okay.
And then we'll beat Detroit at home. We'll beat Washington at Washington. So we got one more loss. Wait, so we've risen
lose
to
credibility once in reality.
Skip done lost credit. He done lost credibility a long time ago, man.
When's the last time you won a divisional game at home? A divisional playoff game at home, Skip?
Seattle.
It's been 2 decades, maybe 3.
No, we beat Seattle.
No, he said
a divisional game, divisional playoff game.
We beat Russell Wilson at home.
Divisional playoff, not conference play.
Yeah, okay.
3
That's
decades,
ancient history, as you just said. Ancient is, I don't care about any of it.
Every divisional game is ancient history because you didn't win them. You can talk about them, but you ain't going to win them. So,
do you like Chase Young?
What are we talking about?
Well, Washington didn't. Washington.
No, I'm asking you now that he's with the 49ers and Bosa and Armstead and all those guys. Do you like Chase Young now?
I've never loved him.
So you don't like him? Yes or no? It's just simple. No, I don't.
already told you.
Okay.
I gave it to. I've never loved him. I didn't love him.
So no.
You can check the tape.
No, you don't.
No, I don't love him. You don't love Bryce Young, right?
No, I don't like Bryce Young. No.
All right.
I like him as a person, not as my quarterback. I do not.
I like Chase as a person, but you can have him, San Francisco, because Washington said we're not going to pay him. Way to go.
Okay.
Washington doesn't win anything, Skip.
All right.
They said that about Trent Williams.
You guys are going to have a long.
They didn't like Trent Williams either.
All right, up next, Antonio Pierce and the Raiders hang tough at Miami. We discuss next.
Oh, Skipper. Skipper.
No mercy. No mercy. No mercy.
Watching Undisputed fans, do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.